Hello guys, this is Realist Lens, and this video is going to expose Chen's recent video, relatively recent, 1 month ago, that she made about short guys. And in the video, she does a lot of mental gymnastics to reach the conclusion that short guys really don't have that much of a disadvantage. And she basically does this to fit in with the conservative narrative that no one's oppressed and that everyone has a chance in society, so that everyone continues to work hard and continues to be a wage slave, and you can keep the economy going, because at the end of the day, that's what conservatives in general want to do, is to further the economy, which is not a bad cause at all, and I agree with it. But to lie to people in order to deceive them into thinking they have a chance is not something I agree with. So I'm going to play you guys the video and show you the enormous mental gymnastics and basically lies that she has in it. Okay, there's an advert right now, but I'm going to... Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be talking about height preferences and how they affect dating. And this conversation has been sparked by a viral video that's been making the rounds lately. On the 10th of July, Twitter user Olivia Shea posted a tweet saying, "So in Bagel Boss this morning, the misogynistic douchebag seen in the video was degrading almost all of the female staff as well as other patrons. F this guy." And accompanying that tweet was this video.
Why is it okay for women to say, "Oh, you're 5 feet or dating sex? You should be dead"? That's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna forward this guy who's really making me cringe super hard, and I'm gonna forward the video until the point where she gets to talking about short guys in general, not this specific guy.
It's true that being as short as he is, he must get comments about it from time to time, but still, that doesn't give you a license to be a complete a-hole. I mean, actor Peter Dinklage, who plays Tyrion Lannister on Game of Thrones, he's way shorter than this guy, and he seems just lovely. Plus,
Okay, let me show you Peter Dinklage's net worth. Okay, $15 million.
he has a smoking hot wife, so you know what, Chris? Maybe it's not just your height that's repelling people, alright, maybe...
Okay, so she just said that he has a smoking hot wife. Now I'm going to show you what his wife looks like. Yep, she is a 3.5 out of 10 woman who is about 45 years old. She looks like it anyway, I don't know her actual age. And she's going to... Chen clearly is trying to deceive us into believing that short guys have a chance by claiming that Peter Dinklage has a hot wife when he doesn't. Okay, let me play this video.
Maybe you need to work on what's inside a little bit. If you're watching this and wondering, gee, I wonder what this gem of a person is going to be doing with his newfound internet fame, it may interest you to know that, according to one interview at least, he kind of seems to consider himself somewhat of an activist for the vertically impaired. As Fox continues, quote, "After the incident at Bagel Boss went viral, the man is said to have appeared on Hot 97, a New York radio station. During the interview, he allegedly told the host that he considers himself the modern Martin Luther King of short people and continued to complain about women. I know that modern methods of civil rights activism have gotten a little iffy lately, thank you, PETA, but even so, I'm pretty sure they still don't include picking fights at bagel shops and complaining about women not wanting to date you." And just as an aside, I know a lot of people are taking this incident and turning it into a conversation about just short people in general, but really considering that this guy is under 5 feet tall, let's say 4'11" maybe, and that to be considered a dwarf you just need to be 4'10" or under, this kind of to me seems like more of a discussion about ableism than...
Okay, so here she admits that the guy's not a dwarf and therefore he's not disabled. And she's going to now claim that it's more about ableism when it's absolutely not. He could be 2-3 inches taller but would still receive the same treatment.
heightism, right? Because this isn't just a short guy. I mean, he is so short, no offense to him, although he would probably definitely already be offended, but he is so short that he's literally 1 inch away from having a medical condition of extreme shortness.
Yeah, but he's not got a medical condition. He's short.
I mean, I'm still happy to have this conversation, but I'm just saying that I don't think it's really analogous to compare the experiences of someone who's 4'11" to a guy who's, what, I don't know, maybe 5'4", 5'5". Very different scenarios here.
Yeah, but short guys who are not disabled would still get the same experience.
But in any case, let's get on to what social media users have been heatedly debating for days now, and that's how height preferences affect dating. First off, I think it's important to recognize that labels like tall and short are subjective, especially across different cultures and countries where people tend to be of different average heights. For example, if you're a Bosnian man whose height is 6 feet, you're not really tall, you're actually statistically completely average. And conversely, if you're a 5'4" Vietnamese man in Vietnam, you're not short, you're again completely average height. Someone who's considered short or tall in one situation may not be considered short or tall in another, and that's not even to mention the fact that different cultures and countries do value height differently. And even within those same cultures and countries, not everybody is going to have the same preferences. I wanted to bring that up because it's just not as simple as saying women like tall guys. I mean, which women? How tall? In Western countries specifically, though, it is true that in general, women tend to prefer dating men who are at least taller than themselves. According to one study, women reported being most satisfied when their partners were 21 centimeters taller than themselves, which is around 8 inches. And what's really interesting about that study is that they asked men as well as women what their height preferences were for their mates. And while men in general said that they still preferred to be taller than their girlfriends, it seemed that a lot of them didn't want to be that much taller. As the researchers reported, men are most satisfied when they were 8 centimeters or around 3 inches taller than their partner. So while a lot of women may want men who are much...
Okay, if you guys notice, Women are most happy when the man is 21 centimeters taller than them. That is literally 8 fucking inches. That is the ideal. And then she's somehow going to claim that this is not a black pill for height.
Much taller than them, it seems like guys tend to prefer women who are actually closer to their own heights. I think it's pretty interesting to note that if men and women were only going for people who fit their ideal preferences to a T, no one would ever end up together. As for myself, I'm 5'7", and I'm not sure I would have dated someone who's shorter than me. And I think that's mainly because I don't like to feel big.
Okay, so she's literally going along with the black pill and proving that it's true.
And I tend to feel big if I'm the tallest person in a room. I'm of the opinion, which it seems like a lot of other women also share, that as long as a guy is as tall as me, any extra height is a bonus, but not a requirement. I'm 5'7", I dated someone who was 5'8" for quite a while, and his height was never an issue for me. In our society, I kind of think that height for men is similar to what boobs are for women. In general,
Except women have options and they don't need to date short guys because they have Tinder, they have access to thousands and thousands of men. If they wanted to, they could go on Tinder or Plenty of Fish or a dating app and have thousands of men ready to date them or having a relationship. Men who are short do not have that option, and men who are short do not, normal men anyway, or normal or even attractive men don't have the option of picking women based on their breast sizes. Men don't have the availability of females to pick the women based on their boob size.
bigger is going to be seen as better, but even then, you don't need it to be considered attractive. And I will just say that in case any guys who are on the shorter side of things are offended or upset about me talking about these height preferences, as someone with small boobs, I fully acknowledge and am comfortable discussing the fact that men tend to like bigger boobs. It's okay, it's nothing personal, it's not worth getting offended over because we're just talking about general preferences here. And I know that when we're talking about height preferences, for guys, the female equivalent that's usually brought up is weight, not boobs. Like, there are screenshotted texts that have gone viral where a girl will ask a guy his height and then he'll answer and ask her weight in return, and then she'll get super offended, and those are pretty funny. But still, I think boob size is a way better comparison because you can't change your height. You can totally change your weight. It's a lot harder, not impossible though, to change your boob size. And
breast augmentation surgery is one of the most common plastic surgeries in the world. It is not impossible to change your boob size, even if a woman had a disadvantage for having small boobs, which isn't a thing. If it was a thing, there would be memes just like there are for men who are short. There would be memes of men saying, "Oh, I want a woman," and then she says, "Oh yeah, but I've got small tits," and then the guy would be like, "Nah, actually, I don't want to date you." There would be memes like that, like there are for women, but there aren't those memes because it's not a thing that exists in reality. This is a hypothetical which Lauren Chen has made up, which completely disregards the difference in sexual market value of the average male versus the average female. The average female has way more options and much higher sexual market value.
And actually, speaking of boobs, the same reason why guys tend to like big boobs may be the same reason that girls tend to like taller guys. It may not be PC to mention anymore, but it is a fact that humans are a sexually dimorphic species, meaning that men don't look the same as women. And it's not a coincidence that the same characteristics that vary between men and women are the same characteristics that we find attractive in a mate. Women have boobs, men don't. Men tend to like boobs. Women have curvy hips, men don't. Men tend to like curvy hips. And similarly, men tend to be more muscular than women, and women tend to like muscles. To a point. Don't go overboard. And again, for height, men tend to be taller than women, so it's no wonder why a lot of women do view being taller than themselves as a desirable male characteristic. With all that being said, though, if you are a guy who's shorter, there's no need to start picking fights with strangers at bagel shops just yet, because the thing with preferences is that preferences are never universal, and even if someone does have a preference, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be completely unwilling to date anyone who doesn't completely conform to that preference.
Actually, women do this. They do not date people who are shorter than them, and I'm just going to show you some screenshots here of women on dating apps, basically selecting men on height. But Lauren Chen doesn't invent this, but here it is. Okay, here's an example. Here's Sarah, and she asked how tall this guy is. She wanted to make sure that the guy wasn't super short, because then they'd have to stop talking. Here's another one. Here's Ellen. How tall are you? 70 inches of man beef. Okay, how much do you weigh? Do you think that's an important question? It's just as important as the height thing. Here's just a screenshot of a woman asking, saying she's 5'1", but she prefers tall guys. She says she's biased about heights. I'm gonna try to be open-minded though. Okay. Here's a woman who says it's a problem when the guy says he's under 6 foot. She says she doesn't like short guys. Here's a woman, she says she's 5'7". asks how tall the guy is. He's 6'1", and the woman agrees with the guy, saying short men are not hot. Here's another woman on Tinder, and in her requirements, the top thing is 6 foot or taller.
Someone can have a preference for blondes, but that doesn't mean that they only ever date blondes. And someone can have a preference for musicians, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to date anyone who doesn't play an instrument. And besides, even if some girls do
Yes, but these women clearly state that they won't date anyone who's shorter than 6 foot.
have a preference for dating someone who is taller than them, if you're 5'4", you're still going to be taller than someone who's 5'0". What's been frustrating for me watching this discussion unfold over the past few days is that it seems like there are quite a few guys out there who are convinced that their height has doomed them to being completely undesirable to any and all women out there, which is kind of ironic because a lot of girls are still attracted to shorter guys, but you know what?
Where are these women? We never see these women who are attracted to short guys in reality. I think she's just making stuff up.
Not many people are attracted to being bitter, self-pitying, and lacking confidence. Don't get me wrong, there are awful women out there who, if you're shorter, will not only not be attracted to you, but will essentially treat you like garbage. As one lovely flower wrote, quote, relationships are an investment. Women get the short end of the stick in most cases. Men will use us to prove their worth socially. It is only fair we get to do the same because society looks at women with short, unattractive men as being foolish, gold diggers, etc. They want to judge us on dating sites by photos of our faces and bodies to decide if we're worthy of their attention. Well, how tall are you? Are you worthy of my attention back? Why are men the only people who get to make ego-based decisions? I have an ego as well. On a format as shallow as Tinder, women are being solely judged on our appearance overall. If you have an issue with telling me your height so I can make a socially conscious decision, then I have an issue with you looking at my face so you can do the same. Obviously, that woman is not a nice woman, and I don't think it's at all fair to...
Yes, but women are clearly more discriminatory than men in terms of dating. So that example of that woman saying, "Oh yeah, but men pick me on my face," that woman is fucking retarded. Women are extremely discriminatory in terms of sexual selection, and that's valid because it's for biological reasons. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but claiming that it doesn't exist like Lauren is doing is absolutely retarded.
say that society looks down or judges women who date shorter guys. I'm not sure I would date someone who was 5'2", but I definitely wouldn't judge a woman who would. As gross as her attitude was, though, I think she does raise a good point, which is that if you're a man who thinks it's superficial for women to have preferences for the height of the men that they date, ask yourself, do you have preferences for the way that the women you date look? Or preferences about anything else they can't change about their appearances? In reading comments online over the past few days...
Yeah, men have preferences. They would prefer certain things, but men don't rule women out on those things because they don't have the options. Women do they rule men out based on height. It is not a valid comparison.
I've seen a lot of shorter guys saying that they've never really noticed that their height has affected their dating prospects, or that a few of them have had rejections based on their height, but that overall they do okay because, hey, everyone's preferences are different. But on the other hand, I've also seen some guys just condemn women and tear into them for having any height preferences whatsoever as being shallow, which I don't think is fair. Unless you absolutely do not care in any way, shape, or form what your partner looks like, the truth is you have preferences of your own, and that's okay. When it comes to dating, everyone is entitled to their own preferences.
Well, there's a lot of guys now, 1/3 of men who literally can't get any men, and I'm sure that with these 1/3 of men who can't get any dates are literally willing to date super far down to the point where they've got almost no standards. So and the fact that there's incels out there means that there's literally men who are willing to date anyone but still can't find dates.
Preferences, whatever they may be, and you have no right to tell someone what they should or should not be attracted to. And kind of in that same vein, I've also seen a lot of shorter guys who seem to be of the belief that taller guys just get any girl they want. They can just choose whoever, doesn't matter, you're tall, ooh, the ladies will love you, which is so not true. Maybe girls like taller guys, but you can't just be a tall guy and expect to get all of the girls.
Yeah, you can't just be a tall guy because women have a whole host of things they want you to be, not just tall. They want you to be tall, attractive, ripped, rich, have good social status. It's not even comparable to what men want and women. Men want, say, a good body, and they want the woman to not be an absolute bitch, and then that's about it.
That's not how that works. I feel like there are a lot of people out there who like to blame their unhappiness on this one thing, and they think that if that one thing was different, then their whole life would be different, but that's almost never the case. If you were a few inches taller, short of maybe wanting to become a professional basketball player, odds are your life would be the same. Some guys wrongly believe that if you're not at least 6 feet tall, then no woman is going to want you, but as Hollywood goes to show, that's not how life works. Tom Cruise is 5'7", Tom Hardy is 5'9", Dave Franco is 5'7".
Okay, here's the net worth of these three individuals. Tom Cruise is $550 million. Tom Hardy has $30 million. Dave Franco, $10 million. And consider the fact that these guys are actors because they already have a very good face. So they have a good face and an extremely high net worth.
7. Zac Efron is 5'8". James McAvoy is 5'7". And Michael J. Fox is 5'4". What I'm trying to...
Okay, and these other three guys, Zac Efron, $24 million and an extremely good face. James McAvoy, $17 million and a relatively good face. And Michael Fox, $65 million and not a great face, but decent enough that he was able to go in movies.
say with all of these celebrities is that you can absolutely be hot as a guy and be short or shorter than average. I don't know too many women who would turn down Dave Franco because he's 5 inches too short. That's pretty much all I have to say, but as always, I would love to know what you guys think about this. If you're a guy, would you date a taller girl? And if you're a girl, would you date a shorter guy? Let me know, but that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.
So as you can tell, this video was absolutely laden with mental gymnastics and completely avoiding the true black pill of height, which is that if you're short, you're going to have an extremely tough time dating. But Lauren Chen thinks that no one's disadvantaged in this world. Doesn't matter if you're some starving kid in Somalia with no valuable property or anything, you can make it in the free market as long as you work hard. And this conservative narrative you can see from this video makes people so biased that they can't see from an objective point of view. So if you agree with me, like the video. If you disagree, dislike the video. And see you next time. Peace out.